3 of which in 2024 were in West Valley throughout the year. All 3 of our fatalities were at night, one of which happened in December. One was in November of last year, and so we have seen this uptick in the state, and so we would like to come out and bring the community and get them involved, and it's something that not one of us can solve by ourselves, so we need everybody to take care of this. We need the community involvement as they drive. Look for pedestrians, check for them, watch them at the crosswalks. As you approach a crosswalk and you see a car stopped, slow down and stop and make sure that there isn't a pedestrian coming. Be alert and responsive to those. As you prepare for this wonderful holiday season, as we light our Christmas tree, as we prepare for these holidays, we want to light up our lives, light up our families, light up our pedestrians. I mean, as you're out there and about, let's light up the world and have fun. Our holiday season is a season of joy, a season of happiness, and we truly want it to be a joyful day. We don't want to gather together for a horrific event. We want to gather together for a fun, eventful time around the holiday season. With that, as you drive, pay attention, watch for pedestrians, watch them for always. As we're driving through the parking lots and these the malls and the shopping centers and the roads, always be alert and receptive to the idea that there might be a pedestrian around, and keep an eye out for them. In low light circumstances, as a driver, it's harder to see them. You expect your lights to shine further and to be able to see them, but in low light circumstances, they're not there and you're not able to see them. So be extra diligent and look for these pedestrians, because we don't want this trend that we saw in 2024 to continue through, or this trend we saw in 2025 to continue. So please, community, as you drive, be alert and observant of pedestrians.
Okay. We'll do Q&A at the very end with everybody, okay, especially now that you've got that mic up like that. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Jason will be our last speaker, and then we'll do Q&A and B-roll.
Somebody, there are some mics.
Okay. Sorry, I had to stand in the sun for a second so I didn't freeze. Morning, everybody.
Hold on, we have one mic we need to switch. Whose mic is still on? This mic?
I have a second one over here.
Okay, so you're set?
Okay.
Do you want me to just turn this one off?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Everybody still good?
And the star of today's show.
Mike Alexander, everyone. Tip your waitress.
Okay, your eyes are going to burn.
I don't even have a hat to cover myself.
Well, you look good. So.
Thanks. All right, we're ready to go? Okay, it's Jason Mettman, JASON METTMANN, Communications Manager, Utah Highway Safety Office. Okay, so we're here today to discuss pedestrian safety. Last year in 2024, unfortunately in December, we lost 9 pedestrians on Utah roads. It's unacceptable. These crashes are violent, they're tragic, and we have people missing for Christmas festivities this year because of what's happened on our roads. We are here to avoid... Sorry, guys. Got a parade coming
You're
by.
actually
Probably okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was distracted. We want this season to be the season of light and not the season of loss. We don't want to see any more pedestrians in fatal crashes on our roads this year. Unfortunately, we're off to a bad start. Just in the last week, we've lost 3 pedestrians on Utah roads. Just this week and another the week before. That's a bad trend going into the holiday season. We expect that drivers are willing to share the road and the pedestrians are willing to cross predictively. Let me start that again. Sorry, guys. Okay. We want drivers to share the road, and we want pedestrians to make themselves as visible as possible when they're out there crossing the street, and cross predictably so that drivers can see you. So in order to mitigate some of these risks on the road, DPS and the Highway Patrol are increasing enforcement statewide. We have 10 additional police agencies. They're going to be working overtime shifts. Over 120 shifts are going to be dedicated just to crosswalk and pedestrian safety enforcement. That's going to be in the morning, in the evening, light and low light conditions to make sure that every pedestrian out on our roads is able to share the road with drivers just as safely as they can be. I really want everyone to make it to Christmas dinner this year. Okay. Do we want questions, or do you want me to go into this?
Go into that, and then
Go ahead.
video and as well, and then we can do Q&A.
Okay. The Department of Public Safety has released a safety information video this morning just to illustrate the importance of reflective gear. The video goes... They fly 500 feet lower whenever we do a press event. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know that. Millet didn't get one airplane, did he? Okay.
Video and safety kit.
Okay. The Department of Public Safety has released a informational video this morning that shows how reflective gear works in 3 different types of lighting conditions. Low light, or increasing light, and increased visibility with increased reflective gear. So you can view that on our YouTube channel, or you can see it at dps.utah.gov. And as far as reflective gear goes, I want to recommend what I do with my own family. I pulled this Ziploc bag out of the center console of my own vehicle, where whenever my family is out walking in low light conditions, whether that's in a dark parking lot or we're going to be out shopping this year for the holidays, I've taken this just out of my car. We spent 10 or 15 bucks on some easy reflective pieces. It's like a keychain that you can clip to your kid, or a flashlight that you can take. Or a reflective slap band bracelet. Any of these pieces will help those drivers see you in those low light conditions and make sure that you can cross safely. And if all else fails, everybody's got the phone in their pocket. Put that flashlight on as you're out walking, just to illuminate your kids a little better, or illuminate yourself a little better, so that you're just more visible and more predictable for those drivers to see you.
Okay, well, the other 2 of you come on back here, our mics. Do you want to, I know you guys were getting some B-roll of him. Will you step just that way a little bit so that's not in the way, so they can get that next to your badge? That's a good shot.
What's that?
His safety kit. Okay, and then you guys are going to do Q&A. So you're good, Millet. Go ahead. Hop
Like I
in.
said, my first question is, can you tell us more about what this pedestrian enforcement looks like? Is that going to be enforced with pedestrians or with drivers?
So the pedestrian enforcement that we have with these 10 agencies, and sorry guys.
The question was on pedestrian enforcement, how that's going to look, what that's going to look like. Okay, we're good.
So the pedestrian enforcement that we have with these 10 agencies statewide, they're going to be participating in these 120 overtime shifts. Police agencies that have maybe a high incidence of pedestrian-related crashes, or if they have kind of crash hot spots in their areas, we assign those shifts out to them so that they can then mitigate those risks in their area. What that looks like on the ground is officers could conduct a kind of sting operation where they'll put an officer in plain clothes across the street in a crosswalk, and then make stops and educate or make citations for those drivers who fail to comply with the law. It could also mean that additional patrols be in the area of school crosswalks, where crossing guards are doing their work, school zones, also for high traffic crosswalks in the city, or in venue areas where more pedestrians are going to be during the holiday events. These departments of course, have the choice of enforcing where they feel like it's needed best, but that's how that enforcement is going to be conducted.
Perfect. Millet's going to throw in on
Okay,
that too.
great.
We enforce that. I am part of our traffic unit, and that is my role, and I put these ops together, and I get to dress down in plain clothes and walk across the crosswalk. We did this one just a week and a half ago at a crosswalk. In a 5-hour period, I had 218 cars drive through while I was in the crosswalk, and we were able to have officers on both sides to stop these drivers and educate them. Our goal out there is not to punish or generate revenue or any of this. Our goal is to get this education out to the public. We have our partners here with the media to get that message to the public.
Delta so far.
You're just lucky. It was all you. Now it's on me. You had.
Save them up for now.
Yeah.
All right.
Good.
You're good.
So we'll take this opportunity to dress down. I will be a plainclothes officer. We've had it with uniformed officers, plainclothes officers, reflective vests. We go out there and just walk across these crosswalks and educate the drivers that may not know the rules about a crosswalk and pedestrian safety. And that's why we're out there, truly to get this message out. We don't want any other people getting hurt. We don't want another number, because these fatalities, these are our brothers, our sisters, our moms, our dads. These are humans that we want to be with their families, and we don't want anybody else's life lost.
Perfect. Okay. There's a question over here, I think.
Yes, I have one. When are these extra operations going to start, or they already start?
Jason, you want to pop into that
That's
one?
November 30th through January 3rd. Extra enforcement operations will be happening throughout the month of December, and it's going to be 10 agencies, over 120 additional shifts.
Are the majority of these fatalities in crosswalks, just in low light, or are they outside of crosswalks as well?
Somebody check me, 50-something%. I want to get it right.
50% crosswalk,
Approximately 50% are in.
and like
52, 53.
95%, 90 in low light or dark.
Yeah, in fall of 2025, most of the crashes. I don't want to say a percentage. I'm going to say most of the crashes in fall of 2025 have been in low light or decreasing light conditions. So what that means for drivers is that they need to be more aware after that sun goes down. Look for pedestrians where you'd expect them to be, and also not where you'd expect them to be. So please drive alert, please drive sober to make sure that your reaction time is appropriate to keep people safe.
So you hit the crosswalk part of that too?
Yes.
People crossing where they shouldn't.
People crossing where they shouldn't in West Valley. So we're here in West Valley talking about fatalities today. Unfortunately, the last 3 pedestrian fatalities in West Valley occurred when the crosswalk was not being used or not being used properly. You need to make sure and follow those signs and signals that are out there. Push the button that gives you extra time to cross the street when you're in the crosswalk. It gives you a longer signal. Also cross when the signal will allow you to. All of those efforts by the pedestrian to make themselves visible where they need to be makes those drivers a lot more ready to be able to cross safely as well.
My question is for the highway patrol. You think of highways, it's not something you think of pedestrian, but there probably are pedestrians on the highway. Construction, there might be somebody who got on the highway who wasn't expected. How vigilant do you expect people to be on the highway looking for pedestrians?
Yeah, so anytime you're behind the wheel, even if you're up on the freeway, especially when you're up on the freeway, you should be paying attention to the roadway. There shouldn't be any distractions in your hands or on your eyes. And we do have pedestrians up on the highway frequently, whether those are construction workers or UDOT personnel, or every so often we'll even see some folks that are a little bit confused about where they should be walking and end up on the freeway. And so it doesn't matter on what road you're traveling, your eyes should be on the roadway, your mind should be 100% focused on driving and driving alone. And so our encouragement is in conjunction with West Valley City and all of the other adjoining agencies. That's why we're here together today, because this is a team effort, is to make sure that we're participating in safe driving techniques that will also transfer over to allowing our pedestrians to be safe as well.
Okay, let's go one more so we have time for B-roll. Do you want to add in?
You should add that one of our fatalities on pedestrian last week was someone out of their vehicle to try and handle somebody on the
Okay.
side of the road
Yeah,
and
good
then-
thought.
and then got hit.
Okay. Was that on a freeway?
Do you know?
I don't think it was on an interstate, but it was.
It is a way
Someone was out of their
It was a
car.
motorist.
This
Okay.
is 2 days ago, yeah?
Yeah, it was motorists got out of their car to help somebody, and then they got slid into.
I was like, I don't remember reporting that one, but yeah, okay. One other thing to keep in mind too is if you are involved in an incident on the freeway, stay in your vehicle and be safe, and just keep in mind that when you are traveling down the road, any type of emergency could transition to somebody else being out on the freeway. They may exit their car to handle a flat tire or some other kind of emergency on the freeway, and it's important to make sure that our eyes are up and our minds are focused on driving in that aspect as well.
Will you just double down on the dark thing too?
Yeah.
That most of this happens in the dark.
Oh, yeah. Thank you.
Light.
Yeah, and just a friendly reminder that most of these incidents do take place in dark or low light situations. And again, there's some preventative measures that we can take to avoid these types of situations. Make sure your headlights are on, make sure your distractions are put away, make sure you're paying attention, especially at night when it's difficult to see. And if you are a pedestrian, make sure you're utilizing crosswalks and you're utilizing them properly, and wearing reflective clothing and using any other kind of gear that may make you more visible to drivers.
Okay, do we have one more?
Is there anything drivers can do in these transitioning lights in between daylight, or sunset, and low light to help themselves be able to see better? Because I know a lot of people drive west, driving into that sunset. What could people do to try and lower that glare, I guess?
Sure. Yeah, anytime you're driving, especially in these winter months when the sun is at a low angle, it can create a little bit of glare and some difficulty that way. Sometimes, sunglasses can help a little bit as long as they're not too dark. Utilizing your sun visor in your vehicle will help, and then mostly just slowing down. That does contribute to the roadway conditions, the driving conditions. If you slow down, it'll allow you a little bit more time to react to anything that may present itself in front of your vehicle.